We'll find a comfortable seat. I'm going to sit up on a cushion. You can sit on a pillow, on a rolled up blanket, or on the floor, whatever's more comfortable for you. And just start to drop into the breath. So noticing your inhales and your exhales, letting go of your day, letting go of getting here. And just know that you made it to the mat, and that's sometimes the hardest part. So maybe you let the eyes close gently or have a soft downward gaze if that feels good. And start to just tap in. Finding that space in the breath. Noticing the inhales without doing anything to them. Noticing the exhales without doing anything to them. Grounding down for your sits bones. Rising up through the crown of the head. And maybe drop the chin just a little bit towards the chest. Let the heart rise a little bit towards the chin. And see if you can allow the shoulders to melt down away from the ears. And these are all good practices when you're sitting in your daily life. And it can be helpful to sit up in this posture to ease your breathing, to open the lungs up so that your rib cage can expand, so that your diaphragm can expand. And if you have any lower back pain, make sure to just draw the belly button back just a little bit as you sit up nice and tall. You don't have to suck your belly in, but just lift that belly button and feel that engaging of the transversus abdominis. Those are the muscles in the sides of your abdomen that kind of hold everything all together. And exhale everything out of your body. Take a deep inhale, fill up, and then open your mouth, let it go. One more time. Fill up something you're holding on to. Open your mouth, let that shit go. Let's inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going with your own breath at your own pace. Maybe you lengthen the count to 7 or 10, or you can leave it right there, or even shorten it if the breath feels a little short today. No big deal. And maybe you notice where the breath feels the most prominent. Maybe it's the tip of the nostrils, or the throat, or the chest, or the belly. And just notice. This is just one way to anchor the mind while meditating. There are a lot of different ways to anchor the mind. But the most basic one, and the one we'll keep coming back to forever, is inhaling. Know you're inhaling. Do it on purpose. And exhaling. Know you're exhaling. Do it on purpose. And it doesn't matter how many times you get distracted. It just matters that you come back again and again. No judgment. No big deal. And I thought today we could do a little pranayama, a little breath control. So as always with breath control, if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel short of breath, dizziness, tightness, either slow down or just stop completely. And I want you to be the agent of your own comfort and your own safety here. So we're going to do Kapalabhati breath. That's the skull cleansing or skull shining breath. And I like this one for when I'm feeling really like up in my chest and like I have a lot going on and maybe my brain is just really flooded with things, all the things I have to do, all the things I'm worried about. This is a really good one to help me come back to the breath, to the center, because you can't really focus on anything else when you're doing this one. So to do this one, we're going to do a couple of like short, I'll explain how to do it, and then we'll do a short session, and then we'll do a little bit of a longer one. So make sure that you're in a comfortable seat, and that can look different to different people. You can have your knees bent, feet flat on the floor. You can sit easy pose or any type of cross-legged pose. And then just make sure that you're sitting up nice and tall, heart rising a little bit, shoulder blades drawn down the back, leaving room in the belly and the abdomen, so you can really inhale. So Kapalabhati breath is it's a active exhale and a passive inhale. So it looks like just kind of forcing the air out of your nose as if someone's pressing on your belly. So you'll take a little sip of air and you can just imagine someone kind of pushing on your belly to push that air out of your nose. And luckily, we're all remote, so if you've got boogers and snot flying out of places, I won't know. They won't know. This is the beauty of being in your own home. You can get your respiratory droplets all over the place. So go ahead and sit up nice and tall. And you can go as fast or as slow as you want. It's really up to you. For this first round, we'll do about 15 seconds, and then I'll have you slow it down at the end of that round, and we'll do a little bit longer the next time, a little bit longer the next time. So find that comfortable seat. So exhale everything out of your body. Take a full body inhale. Full body exhale. Take a small sip of air and go. Remember that you can go as fast or as slow as you want. Keep going. Keep it going. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Exhale everything out. Take a deep inhale, fill up. Tuck your chin, hold the breath. Jalandhara Bandha, the chin lock. Lift your chin, exhale through your nose. Full body inhale. Full body exhale. Small sip of air. Round 2, go. Keep going. Remember, you can always slow down or speed up. It's totally up to you. Keep it going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Then exhale everything out. Inhale, fill up. Tuck your chin, hold the breath, and then the space between your sits bones on the floor, lift that, Mula Bandha. Lift your chin, exhale through your nose. Inhale, full body. Full body exhale. Small sip of air. Last round, go. Keep on going at your own pace. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Exhale everything out. Full body inhale. Tuck your chin, hold the breath, lift your root. Lift your chin, exhale through your nose. One more of those. Full body inhale. Tuck your chin, hold the breath, lift your root. Lift your chin, exhale through your nose. Take a couple of normal breaths. Let the breath come naturally. Just notice what you feel like in your head, in your heart, in your belly, maybe a little tingly. And then just shake the hands out a little bit, roll the shoulders, and then sit up nice and tall. And go ahead and drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Take an inhale. Exhale, roll your chin to your chest. And then slowly bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Inhale there. Exhale, roll. Right ear, right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, roll. Do a couple more of these and spend extra time on places that feel particularly tight. Maybe you get to the side and kind of nod up and down. Maybe you open the mouth, stretch the jaw, wiggle it around. And then find your comfortable seat again, sitting up nice and tall. Shake the hands. Shake them vigorously. Get the blood moving in them. Maybe front and back, like think Muppet arms, you know. And then go ahead and interlace the fingers and make some figure eights. You might hear some crunching noises. So we've got our meatballs, and then we're gonna make some S shapes for spaghetti. You've all done this with me before. It's my favorite. And then we're gonna roll the wrists to toss the pasta sauce. Yeah, and then shake it out, Parmesan cheese. One more time. Meatballs, so those figure eights. It's kind of rocking side to side. Do the spaghetti. See if you can do the spaghetti the other way, the harder way. And then we'll roll the wrists. See if you can go the opposite direction. I don't even remember what direction I was going. Roll the wrist, toss the pasta sauce, and then Parmesan cheese. Nice. And let's make some shoulder rolls. And as you do these shoulder rolls, I want you to feel the movement coming from the shoulder blades. So feel your shoulder blades kind of opening and then gliding down the back. Squeeze them together when you go back. Roll them forward and squeeze them together. And then take an inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, circle back behind you. 2 more of those. Inhale, reach. Exhale back. Take your time. Going with your own breath. And then go the other direction, up and back, down and forward. And you can do the elbows or you can do the arms all together. Just starting to warm up this shoulder girdle, warm up the muscles in the shoulders. Nice. And then inhale, reach the arms really tall. Interlace the fingers, press the palms towards the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring the hands out in front of you. Inhale here. Exhale, push the heart away, rounding the upper back, leaning forward. And then inhale, bring them up again. Exhale, release. Bring them behind you. Interlace the fingers behind you. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Straighten the arms. Exhale, forward fold. See if you can lift your hands up off your tail. It doesn't have to go very far. Maybe tip side to side. And then keep the hands clasped. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Shake it out. Swing the arms side to side. Nice. And then inhale, reach the arms again. Tall. Exhale, twist to the right. Left hand comes on the right knee. Right hand comes behind you for support. With every inhale, sit up nice and tall. And with every exhale, gently twisting through the belly button, then the chest, then the shoulders. You can move your hand really close to your body. You can move it far away. And during your home practice, I challenge you to kind of play around with poses that you normally only do one way and see if you can find a way that's more comfortable or that brings you deeper into a pose or into a place in the pose that feels more sustainable. See what needs to be working, see what doesn't need to be working. This is the time to experiment in your practice. Inhale, come up center. Arms reach. Exhale, come to the other side. Right hand on the left knee, left hand behind you. Again, with every inhale, sit up nice and tall. With every exhale, gently twisting. Let those shoulder blades glide down the back, and you'll kind of feel the rib cage open forward, out to the sides as the heart rises. Breathing here. Inhale, sit up tall, arms reach, coming through center, and then exhale, forward fold. Spider crawl the fingertips away, lift the wrist, tenting the fingers. And then inhale, come partway up with a flat back. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Keep the wrist high, let the head melt to the floor. Push through those fingertips a lot. And see if you can feel that stretch in your triceps, maybe the tops of the shoulders, maybe even into the back of the rib cage a little bit, or the armpits. And breathing here. Take an inhale. On your exhale, walk your hands slow back up to your seat. When you get there, switch which leg is in front or on top. So this is like the wonky side, right? Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Again, this time walk the hands away and bring the palms flat on the floor. Right, take your palms and walk them over to the right, all the way over to the right, and then take that left hand and bring it on top of the right hand. Press the left hand into the floor, in top of the right hand, so you're pushing down, feeling the stretch in the side body. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, let it out. Take an inhale. Walk the hands over to the left side of the mat, as far as is comfortable for you to go. And then walk them over, bring that right hand on top of that left hand. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, let it out. Pressing this right hand into the left hand, into the floor, clearing this side of the body. And then slowly walk the hands back center, reach them way out in front of you. Maybe the head comes to the floor, maybe it hangs heavy. Take an inhale. On your exhale, slowly walk the hands back up to the seat. Rolling those shoulders back a little bit. And let's bring the right leg out to the side. Knees towards the sky, toes are towards the sky. And you know this routine, so if you feel a little open in the hips, you can pull this foot away, leave a gap in between your leg and your thigh. If not, go ahead and tuck that foot in. Bring the right hand inside the right leg. And then inhale, reach the left arm up. So find this vertical line. Really feel this left sits bone in the floor and feel the left fingertips reaching up towards the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale, gentle side fold. So you can slide this hand down as far as it wants to go. And then press this right hand into the right leg so you can steer the elbow towards the ceiling. You can keep a little constriction in that belly button towards the spine if this loads into your low back. Inhale, reach towards the opposite corner of the room. Reach, 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 reach. And then on your exhale, sweep the fingertips towards the floor and then brush the floor. We're going to do those circles. So that as you inhale, reaching open, looking over the left shoulder, exhale, circle down. We're going to do 3 total. So inhale, opening. Exhale, closing, bringing the heart forward. Last time. And as you come into that last one, come back into that side fold. Push that leg into that arm. It doesn't have to look like mine. Wherever you land, wherever you're comfortable, breathe there. And then flip the palm to face up. Inhale, come on up. Nice. Inhale, reach the arms, and then face your torso towards your right leg. So the belly button's gonna reach towards the toes. And then gently bring the hands down to the mat, wherever they land. You don't need to reach for the foot just yet. Roll those shoulder blades back. And then keep the heart coming forward, keep the belly button reaching forward, and kind of creep your hands towards your foot. Keep those shoulders rolled back. As soon as you start to feel like you're holding a beach ball and your shoulders round forward, see if you can send them back down. And then you can take your left hand, bring it over your right shin or your thigh, anywhere but your knee, and gently turn your left shoulder towards your right knee. Breathing here, coming a little bit deeper into this fold. Reaching your belly button towards your knees, nose towards your toes. Breathing. And then go ahead and walk the hands out in front of you. And then walk them center, right out in front of your belly button. And then we're going to keep walking them out to the left. Plant this left hand behind you. Use this right arm, get a little momentum. Press up onto the left shin, onto the right toes. Reach through those right fingertips and find that line of energy from the right toes all the way through the right fingertips, stretching through the side body. For stargazer. Take an inhale. Exhale, come down the same way you got into it, and then we're going to sweep ourselves into a twist, coming over that right leg. Sitting up nice and tall. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly unwind, and like a ninja, switch the legs out. So same routine on this side. First, finding your comfortable seat, deciding where your foot's going to be, making sure there's room behind you if you're going to do the flippity-do later. Plant that left hand inside the left leg, and then inhale, reach the right arm up. Find this vertical line, feel that right sits bone, really plant it into the floor. Feel those right fingertips reaching towards the sky. Take an inhale, exhale, side fold. Gentle at first, just test it out. Push this left hand into the left leg, steering the right elbow towards the ceiling. And then inhale, reach towards the opposite corner like you're trying to grip the top of the corner of your room. Reach, 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 reach. Take an inhale, exhale, circle it down, graze the floor. As you inhale, opening the heart towards the sky. Exhale, circling it down. Number 2. Inhale, opening. Exhale, circling. Last one. And then as you come into that side fold, see what it feels like, if it's any different. Reaching through those right fingertips. And then inhale, come up. Exhale here. Whew. Inhale, reach the arms. Turn that torso towards the extended leg. And again, just bring the hands down wherever they land. Roll those shoulders back. Reinforce this nice straight spine. Maybe adjust the sits bones. And then slowly creep the hands forward, keeping that heart reaching towards the toes. And you can drop the chin just a little bit so that you're not reaching with your chin. Once you find your sweet spot, take this right hand and maybe, if it feels good, bring it over that left shin or that left thigh, anywhere but the knee. Left hand is down on the floor to support you. Gently turn that right shoulder towards that left knee. Heart's reaching towards the toes. Belly button is long and far away from your base. Breathing here. And then go ahead and walk the hands out in front of you next to your leg. And then walk them out center in front of your belly button. And then keep walking them. Keep walking them. Plant that right hand behind you. Use that left arm. Sweep up onto the shin, onto the left toes. Press through those supporting limbs. Press through that hand. Fingertips are wide. Reach. Find that energy from the left toes to the left fingertips. Feel the side body opening. Take an inhale. Exhale. Slowly sit it back down just the way you got into it. And then sweep into this twist. Sitting up nice and tall. Take an inhale. Exhale. Gently unwind. Bring the soles of the feet together. So first you'll have your heels really close into your body, as close as is comfortable. And then go ahead and grab onto your ankles. So you're gonna bring your hand to the nubby part of your ankle rather than your toes. Just with me. If you do it in other classes, that's fine. We're gonna do the ankles here. And then same thing. So we're gonna reinforce rolling those shoulder blades down and back. And go ahead and reach your belly button like you're trying to put it on top of your big toes. Bend the elbows and sit nice and forward, reaching that heart towards the front of the mat. And then drop your chin to your chest so that, again, that you're not reaching with your chin, because I have a tendency to do that. So we're gonna drop the chin like you're trying to reach the crown of your head to the front of the mat along with your heart. And if you want a little more, you can push the elbows into the inner legs, bending them as much as is comfortable, and keep that back nice and straight. So the back body is probably working pretty hard right now to keep itself long. Breathing. And slowly press into the heels, gently come up to that seat. Move the legs a little bit away from you. So now that when you look down, there's a diamond shape, And now you can round into this. This is one of the few times I'll tell you go ahead and round into it. So you can gently bring your hands to your toes to kind of just hold on to them, or to your feet. You can also bring your hands underneath your shins if that feels good. And you can go ahead and round in here. You'll probably feel this a little bit more in your low back and in your glutes than in the previous stretch. Kind of in the pigeon pose area, in the sacrum. Breathing here. On your next exhale, go ahead and walk your hands, pressing yourself up to your seat. And then we're going to cross the ankles and rock forward onto the hands. Uncross the ankles gently, making your way to tabletop position. If you have your blanket handy and you'd like to spread it across your mat to support your knees, go ahead and do that. I'm going to pad my knees forever because I really like the ones I came with, and I don't want new ones anytime soon. So hip is over the knee, shoulders over the wrist for tabletop. Again, if this hurts your hands, you can come onto your fists, you can come onto your forearms, or you can turn your hands out to the sides a little bit so that instead of middle fingers pointing up, it's pointer finger or thumb pointing up. You decide. Just make sure that you can see the creases of the insides of your elbows. So the eyes of the elbows are facing forward. And we'll do some cat-cows. On your inhale, drop the belly, look up. Tail comes up, head comes up. Exhale, press the floor away. Round the spine. Really push into the floor to get that stretch in the back. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Tail comes up, head comes up. Exhale, press the floor away like you're trying to push all of your weight into a heavy door. Couple more here. And then today, I was reminded of this really fun way to do a little bit of core and to get into these a little bit deeper. So send your right toes to the back of the mat and kind of tuck them. And then you're going to inhale, lift and bend that knee like you're trying to touch the back of your head with your toes. Take an inhale. Exhale, push the floor away, round the spine, bring your knee to your nose, really rounding the upper back. So you got to make space for that leg. Inhale, like you're trying to tap yourself on the back of the head, opening up. Exhale, bringing that knee to that nose. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen it out behind you, and then go ahead and set it down. Maybe you need to stretch out the wrists at this point. We've been on them for a long time. I'm going to bring the backs of my hands to the mat and make little kitten paws like this. Stretch out the backs of the wrists, and you can bend the elbows to give it less pressure, straighten the arms to give it more pressure. And when you're ready, we'll do the other side. Maybe you choose a different hand pose for this version. You get to decide. Left toes to the back of the mat. Bend the knee, inhale like you're trying to tap yourself on the back of the head, arching the back. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose, really rounding that upper back, making space for that leg. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, tucking it in, knee to nose. One more time, inhale. Exhale. And then lengthen that leg out, maybe roll the ankle, set it down, and then bring your knees as wide as the mat, bring your hips back, reach the arms out in front of you, child's pose. Maybe your forehead comes to the floor. And just breathe here for a moment. You can also roll the wrists here, stretching into the wrists. And then go ahead and come up onto your forearms. Bring your knees back in front of you like you would be in tabletop. So we're on forearms. And then scoot your elbows close together and bring them close enough together so that you can wrap your fingertips around your upper arms. So if you need to scoot them closer, scoot them so you can wrap them around. And then interlace your fingertips in front of you, tuck your toes, lift your hips, dolphin pose. You can go ahead and pedal this out as if it's a down dog.
Push through the forearms a lot to lift your head away from the mat. And keep that tailbone high. So you can go ahead and bend one knee and then the other, kind of stretching the calves into this dolphin pose. And then find stillness here. Maybe walk the toes a little closer to the face. Knees can stay bent for sure, so long as the arms and ears are in line and that tailbone is shooting up towards the sky. Take an inhale here. Exhale, walk the toes away from the face. Come into a forearm plank. Shoulder is over the elbow. Push through those, like round your upper back and draw your tailbone towards your heels. Tuck your belly button to your spine. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. And then you can uncross your hands, bring your shoulder right over your elbow, hug your arms in so they're kind of touching your body. And then fingertips are facing forward for Sphinx pose. If this loads into your low back, like it does for me, drop your tailbone, tuck your belly button to your spine, lifting the low belly off the mat, lengthening the low spine. And then roll those shoulders back again, make the neck nice and long, drop your chin to your chest. And then maybe you do some of those neck circles here and stretch a little deeper into the muscles in the neck. And you can make some crazy faces, rotating your jaw, kind of get into that sternocleidomastoid, that muscle. Especially if you're a jaw clencher like me. I'm working on it. All right, and then come to stillness. Come all the way down. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Hug those elbows in on the body. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips. Downward facing dog. This should feel like a breeze compared to that dolphin pose. Go ahead and pedal this out. Walk it out. Shimmy it out. Shake it out. Press through every knuckle of every hand a lot, and maybe even walk your hands a little further apart than you normally would today. Hug those upper arm bones in like you're trying to sniff both armpits at the same time. And then find a moment here to take a deep inhale, fill up, and then open your mouth, let it go. One more time, fill up something you're holding on to. Open your mouth, let that shit go. Inhale, reach the right leg out behind you. Exhale, bring it between the hands. If it doesn't make it up there, move it up there yourself. Keep the back knee high, and if you need blocks here or something to prop you up, you can grab your blocks or your rolled up blanket or your pillow or your shoe, and we're just gonna hang out in this runner's lunge for a little while. Knee is right on top of the ankle, so if you need to scoot your toes forward, go ahead and then maybe walk that right foot to the right, just a little bit. Strong back leg. Take an inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward, forward fold. Knees can stay bent for sure. Go ahead and grab opposite elbows. Maybe sway side to side. Let the head hang heavy. And then let your hands melt to the floor. Keep that soft bend in your knees. Press through the feet, roll to stand. And then reach the arms up. Inhale, palms press. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms up, palms press at the top. Exhale, dive down, forward fold, leading with the heart, hinging at the hips. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins, half lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into a plank pose. I'm gonna hold my plank pose. If you would like to travel through a vinyasa today, because you need a little more, go for it. I'm gonna hang out in this plank. We can also just meet in down dog when you're ready. From your down dog, other side, inhale the left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, bring it between the hands. Again, if it doesn't move up there, move it up there yourself. Keep that back knee lifted, toe tucked. So again, knee is right on top of the ankle. If you gotta scoot that foot forward, scoot it forward. Strong back leg. Feel your quad and the back leg working. Glute is working. Breathing here. Take an inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward, forward fold. This time, interlace the fingers behind you. See if you can straighten your arms a little bit. Keep those knees bent. Maybe bend one knee deeply and then the other. Maybe stretching in to the fronts of the shoulders. And then go ahead and let your hands melt to your tail. And then onto the floor. Soft bend in those knees. Press to the feet. Roll to stand. When you get there, inhale, reach the arms up. Palms press. Exhale, bring those hands to your heart. Inhale, bend the knees. Sweep the arms up. Palms press at the top. Exhale, dive down. Forward fold. Hinge at the hips. Inhale, hands to shins, half lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back plank pose. Either traveling through, holding plank, or skipping it, and we'll meet in down dog. From your down dog, inhale the right leg up and back behind you. Exhale, bring it between the hands. Lower the back knee, untuck the back toe. If you have your blanket, great. Bring it under your knees. If you don't, you can fold your mat over to pad your knee to give yourself a little more cushion. Blocks are your best friend here. Breathing here. Straighten the front leg, walk the hips back, half splits. Blocks are going to be super helpful, something to prop you up, blanket, pillow, whatever it is. So same deal is we're going to roll those shoulders back, pull the right hip back, send the left hip forward. Draw the chin to the chest, heart reaches towards the front of the mat. Take an inhale. Exhale, walk the hands back forward into your low lunge. Plant the hands to frame the front foot. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. We're gonna get a little Christine Jones, a little old school yoga punks ninja move here. You're gonna take an inhale, and then you're gonna switch your legs out like a ninja. Maybe? However you get there, you get there. All right, and then lower that back knee, untuck that back toe. Maybe you grab your blocks. Breathing. Straighten the front leg, send the hips back, half splits on the other side. Pull that left hip back, send that right hip forward. Keep those shoulder blades gliding down the back. Keep that heart reaching. Breathe. Take an inhale. Exhale, walk the hands forward. Bring the hands to frame the front foot. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, step back plank. You can plank it with me, you can wash it out, or you can skip it. Totally up to you. Child's pose if you need a break. Down dog if you need a break. Breathing here. Woo, taking a couple of deep breaths. Inhale. Open your mouth, let it go. One more, inhale. Let it go. Inhale that right leg up and back behind you. And then bring that shin forward and down for pigeon pose. You can do pigeon pose front lying like this. You can lay on your back and do figure four if that's easier for you or more comfortable today. And if you're gonna do pigeon with me, just make sure that you're not tipping off to one side or the other. If you feel like you're tipping off to a side, you can grab a block or a blanket. If you're doing figure four on your back, you're gonna cross your right ankle over your left knee. And that seems to be trending, so I'll do that one with you. Interlace, so you're gonna thread the needle, interlace the fingers below the knee or on the back of the thigh, and gently pull this left knee towards your left shoulder. You can take your right elbow and push that right knee away for a little more intensity. Make sure both feet are flexed to protect that knee. And then I'm gonna drop my chin to my chest, lift my head a little bit so that the back of my neck is long. Breathing here. You can kind of wiggle it a little bit side to side. Doesn't have to be totally still. And then we're going to slowly release and switch it out. If you're on front lying, You can switch it out with a vinyasa, or you can just send that front leg back, bring that back leg forward. If you're on your back with me for figure 4, cross that left ankle over that right knee, and then go ahead and thread the needle, bringing your hands to the underneath of your knee or the back of your thigh, either one. And first, make sure both feet are flexed. Pull that right knee towards that right armpit. And then if you want a little more, push that left elbow into that left knee or thigh to push it away, getting a little more intense. Lengthening the back of the neck. Feeling the spine long on the floor. Breathing. Maybe wiggling a little side to side. And then slowly release. Bring the feet to the edges of the mat. Let the knees fall together. And then windshield wiper the legs side to side. Kind of neutralizing the spine, releasing the low back. And if you have your blocks or your rolled up blanket or whatever you want handy, or a pillow, we're going to do a little bit of a heart opener for one of our last poses together. So for this heart opener, it's going to be supported fish pose, and there's a lot of different ways you can do this pose. So if you're doing it with, if you have blocks, one block is going to go on the middle of your back, and then you can grab like a little blanket or a towel or something to go underneath your head when you lean back. If you don't have those things, you can grab a pillow or even just a rolled up blanket. I'll show you with the blanket too. So I'm going to take my blanket so that it's, you know, a foot wide, or roll it. Yeah, block is great for this one. And roll it, and it'll do the same thing. And you can put this down the middle of your back, or if you have, I feel like most of you have a block, you can use this for your head, your pillow or your blanket. So if you have your one block, you're going to bring it right underneath your shoulder blade. So that's your bra line if you're somebody that wears a bra. And the way that it's hard to see. The way that I like to test it is I like to go honk, honk like a truck driver. And I feel my shoulder blade tapping the top of the block. That's how I know it's in the right spot. So you're going to honk, honk, and then you're going to gently come down. So when you come down, you want to make sure that it's on your mid back. So when you bring your elbows down, you'll feel your shoulder blade kind of touching the top, and then take your blanket and bring your head to the blanket. You can roll it up higher. Whoop, be careful in the back of your neck. And if it feels pinchy or painful, move it up. If it feels like nothing, move it down. And then you can keep your knees bent here. You can lengthen the legs, or you can bring the soles of the feet together for reclined bound angle. Arms can be out by your sides, or they can be on your belly or your ribs. And breathe here. So again, if this feels painful or pinchy, it's probably pressing into your floating ribs, and I would move it up a little bit. If it feels like nothing, move it down. And if you want to, you can always come down a step. It does not have to be on the middle setting. It can be on the lowest setting. And really make sure that your head is supported with a blanket or a pillow. You can even bring your arms up, cactus arms or goalpost arms if that feels good. Breathing here. As you breathe, let your belly fill up like a balloon. Let your ribs wing out to the sides. Just letting that breath come freely. Don't change it. Don't try to do anything with it. And this pose naturally feels a little bit uncomfortable. And uncomfortable is okay as long as it's not painful. So this is definitely the exact opposite of what we do all day long. Sitting in our chairs, we're really opening the heart here. It's also counterintuitive because as humans, we're really good at protecting our hearts by closing ourselves in around them. So that when you're opening your heart physically, you're also opening yourself and being vulnerable. And sometimes that's really scary. So just if you're feeling challenged by this pose, that's totally normal and you're doing great. And also, if this feels good, you're doing great. And coming out of this pose is way more important than getting into the pose. So you're going to bring your right forearm to the floor and gently roll off of your props onto your side to come out of it. Just kind of flop off, and then I'm going to just push my stuff out from under me and then come to lay flat on my back for a moment to feel this kind of rebound energy. Laying long back on the floor, maybe even tuck the tail so that the low back presses into the floor for a moment. And then bring your knees into your chest, give them a squeeze. Maybe you make some circles, massaging the low back. And then go ahead and bring your feet briefly to the floor, knees bent. Press in the feet, lift the hips, move them 2 inches to the right, and then let the knees fall out to the left. You can cross your top leg over your bottom leg over your top leg. You can squeeze a blanket or a block in between your knees, whatever feels good here. And you can reach the arms out like a T. I like to take my left hand, bring it to my right knee, gently pressing it towards the floor. Try to keep both shoulder blades on the floor. Mellow times. With every inhale, thinking long spine. With every exhale, gently melting into the floor. Keep the breath normal and natural. It's going to want to change here, so it might be a little shallower up in the chest. That's okay. When you're ready to come into the other side, and you can stay here as long as you want, but when you want to come into the other side, I want you to slowly circle the knees, keeping them low and then bringing them into the chest, giving them a squeeze, like the hands on a clock. And then switch it out. So bringing the feet to the floor, lifting the hips, moving them over to the left, and then letting the knees fall out to the right. And whatever you did on the first side, do it again on this side, whether it was crisscrossing, uncrossing, maybe you stack something in between your knees for support, whatever feels good for you. And see if you can keep both shoulder blades on the mat. With every inhale, lengthening the spine. With every exhale, gently melting. Seeing if you can keep the back of the neck long. Coming back to the breath again and again. Staying here as long as you like. When you're ready, gently circling those knees back into the chest, give them a squeeze. Maybe you make some circles, massaging the low back. And then go ahead and bend the knees, grab the outside edges of the feet for happy baby if that feels good to you. Maybe you straighten one leg and then the other. If you don't like happy baby, you can bring the soles of the feet together, grab onto the ankles, press the hips into the mat just to neutralize the spine. Whatever feels good to you, whichever version is comfortable and feels safe. And then slowly, as you're ready, making your way towards Savasana, take rest. You can lengthen the legs out and the arms out long. You can drag your mat to the wall for legs up the wall, Savasana. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Just let your bones grow heavy. Let your breath return to its natural rhythm. Allow your awareness to drop back in space. Taking rest.
Don't worry, I'll let you know when to wake up. Thanking yourself for showing up today. Thanking yourself for taking this time. Letting yourself melt. Letting yourself be heavy. Taking up space. Allow yourself to take up as much space as possible. Knowing that this rest is sacred, it's important, that this is the most important pose, sometimes the hardest pose. Allow yourself this rest. If you're getting caught up in thought, keep coming back to the breath, to the inhales, to the exhales. Maybe repeating a mantra. With every inhale, say so. With every exhale, hum. Means I am that. Slowly start to bring the breath back into your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Start to deepen your inhales and your exhales. Maybe bringing your arms up over your head for a long line stretch. Take a deep inhale, fill up. Open your mouth, let it go. One more time, fill up anything you're holding on to. Open your mouth, let it go. Slowly bringing your knees into your chest. Give your knees a squeeze. Maybe making those circles, massaging that low back. And then gently rolling onto one side, making a pillow with your arm. Allowing your awareness to come back into the space. Taking this moment before you return to your evening that's just yours. And slowly, as you're ready, bring that top hand to the mat, lengthen that top leg, and lazily, with as little effort as possible, make your way to your seat. And as you make your way to your seat, just notice what feels different, what feels the same, what's the tone and texture of the mind, quality of the breath. And then slowly, as you inhale, reaching the arms far and wide and tall, bringing the hands together as you exhale slowly down to your heart. Bring your attention to the space around your heart, all the way around, front, back, top, bottom, side to side. and see if you can soften there for just a moment. Bring your hands to your forehead as a reminder of kind thought, to your lips as a reminder of kind speech, to your heart as a reminder of kind intention. Bowing forward, acknowledging all of the teachers in our lives, seen and unseen, but especially the most important teacher, the inner teacher. It's always there to access. All we have to do is drop in. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming, sharing your practice with me. I hope you feel good. You can turn your mics on now if you like. I'm just going to take a picture for my attendance purposes.